first group of asylum seekers under the Migrant Protection Protocol are now in the valley. Good evening. Thank you so much for joining us on Local 23 News at 6:30. I'm Sydney Hernandez.
And I'm Clara Benitez. Immigrants arrived by bus from Matamoros to Brownsville, some waiting across the border since 2019. Local 23's Mike Jimenez joins us live from the Gateway International Bridge with the latest. Mike?
This morning, 27 asylum seekers that were living at a migrant camp in Matamoros were allowed to cross over into the U.S. here at the Gateway International Bridge. And over the next few days, the goal is to increase that number. Now, for some, it was the end of a 2-year nightmare. Asylum seekers who had been living in a migrant camp in Matamoros were allowed to cross into the U.S. just before noon. The migrants were tested for COVID and processed by M.P.P. before boarding a bus and then taken to the bus station in Brownsville.
So we saw tears of joy. We saw people with expressions of shock that they could not believe that this nightmare was finally coming to an end.
27 migrants were allowed to cross today out of more than 1,000 at the camp. Local activists and attorneys say the goal is to increase that number, and today was a test. Immigration attorney and member of the welcoming committee of the RGV, Jody Goodwin, says tomorrow's goal will be to release 100 migrants. And if all goes well, they expect that everyone who is enrolled in M.P.P. at the camp to be released within a week's end. Putting local first in Brownsville, I'm Mike Jimenez.